Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. The news never stops, and neither does Wrestlelamia. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including more rumors on Cody Rhodes and WWE, a big update on Big E, former WWE superstar checks into rehab, where are Alexa Bliss and Asuka, and more. Rumored plans for Cody Rhodes. Topping today's news is a report from this week's Wrestling Observer newsletter on Cody Rhodes' status in the WWE. The most talked about news regarding the show this past week revolved around Seth Rollins vs. Cody Rhodes. The match was still listed as being on the card, and everything on the 3/14 Raw in Jacksonville certainly indicated that is the direction. Diamond Dave noted, "Exactly how this match ends up built up isn't clear past that, aside from a hiccup when there was talk of it being in jeopardy. It's been listed for weeks. Whether it gets announced ahead of time or ends up being like the Hardys' return years ago where he shows up for the match the day of the show is unclear. Aside from that, nothing new has been teased." Meltzer's report follows conflicting reports in the wrestling media about Cody's status. Considering the WWE's struggles selling tickets for WrestleMania 38, it might be prudent to advertise a star of Cody's caliber, particularly since he is jumping from the WWE's rival AEW. Cody would be a big surprise if he just showed up at Mania, but a storyline setting the match up would seem to be a better business move. Do you think Cody Rhodes is returning to WWE? Let us know in the comments below. Big update on Big E. Good news for recently injured WWE superstar Big E, who recently released a video update on Twitter about his broken neck. 411 Mania transcribed Big E's video. "I'm just here to provide a brief life update. Right now, I'm walking around my neighborhood. It's about 80 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, wearing this match Street Fighter. You see it, you see the shorts, Street Fighter inspired fit by Middle of Beyond, and life is good. I've got breath in my lungs, it's a beautiful day. I've got my little taco meat out, a little chest hair, that's what I call my little taco meat. So that's my life, that's what's going on in my life. My neck might be broken, but my heart it's still there, I think. Yeah, it's still in there." Dave Meltzer reported on the beloved grappler's injury in this week's Observer, noting how fortuitous it was that Big E was injured in Birmingham, Alabama. A fractured C1 can literally be deadly or cause paralysis, but in a sense, he was lucky. He even joked about it, noting that if it's going to happen, Birmingham is the best place since WWE sends its talent to Birmingham for serious injuries and he will not need surgery, which would put him out of action for a long time. He is expected to make a recovery and return to the ring. This is great news for Big E and his legions of fans who were devastated to hear about the New Day member's injury. Jeff Hardy talks night that led to WWE departure. Jeff Hardy is All Elite, a move that followed the WWE releasing him last December. Now, Brother Nero is talking about the events that led to his release and how he believes everything worked out for the best. You'll no doubt recall Jeff was working a six-man tag match at a show when some observers felt Hardy was sluggish, leading to concerns about his state of mind. Jeff's exit from the ring during the middle of the match led to further speculation that Hardy had fallen off the wagon. During an appearance on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, Jeff explained, "Certain things happen for a reason. Subconsciously, that was maybe the smartest thing I've ever done, guided by something higher than me, I'll say." Jeff discussed how his WWE career was beginning to show signs of life again after an erratic push. "The last glimmer of hope was Survivor Series, which was really good. It came down to me and Seth Rollins. I was killing it, almost won, and the crowd was so behind me. I felt like one of the most popular babyfaces in WWE because the crowd was so with me. Then there were other times where I felt like a ghost, roaming the halls like, why am I even here? I don't feel important." Jeff explained what happened at the live event in Texas where he left the match prematurely. "Naturally, they think I took something like drugs or whatever, but I didn't. If I was that bad, I should have never went out there. That's the way I see it. I thought, just another unpredictable thing I can do and I'll get away with it. It was more serious than that." Jeff explained that his AEW experience has been fantastic and he's glad he forced the WWE's hand. "Again, it was one of the smartest things I've ever done because everything worked out so perfectly, mainly because my first day in AEW, I felt valuable for the first time. The care and love I was shown, I got chills thinking about it. In WWE, it just felt like they wanted to keep me there to sell action figures." The WWE realized its blunder in releasing Hardy, even offering him an induction into the WWE Hall of Fame in an apparent effort to sweeten the deal. However, Jeff refused, telling his brother Matt that he felt offended by the offer. You get offered Hall of Fame and it's like, oh, of course, I'm a Hall of Famer. It's never really meant that much to me, the Hall of Fame, whatever it is, but it's just not time for that. That's why I was like, it's a hard no. Especially because it feels like something Matt and I should go in together as the Hardy Boys when the time is right. It's just weird. I still don't know how I feel about that overall. It just felt so wrong. Maybe I should have said, what if I'm in AEW at the time of the Hall of Fame? What do you think of the WWE's offer and Jeff's reaction? Jeff wants to revive Willow character in AEW. Could Jeff Hardy revive his Willow character in AEW? Jeff discussed his desire to bring back the Willow character he used early on in his career and revived during his time in Impact. Jeff explained, Willow's a thing that I did do in TNA for a while, and it could be done so much better now, and hopefully it will before it's all said and done. Just doing that, I was so scared, because Willow was my jam back in the day, my main character. You may recall that Jeff discussed his wish to pit Willow against The Fiend during Bray Wyatt's run in WWE. Should Willow show up in AEW, and if so, which wrestler should he face? Alexa Bliss in Limbo? Where is WWE superstar Alexa Bliss? Bliss returned to WWE's Elimination Chamber event following a long sabbatical, but she's been missing in action, leading to fans asking her when she plans on coming back. However, a recent tweet by Little Miss Bliss suggests it's up to WWE now. When a fan asks when she's returning, Bliss responded, "Not up to me, LOL." Let's hope the WWE hasn't given up on Bliss after her Fiend Light character failed to replace The Fiend in terms of popularity. Asuka update. Another superstar who's been missing in action is Asuka, who last wrestled at the 2021 Money in the Bank pay-per-view. The Empress of Tomorrow was reportedly dealing with an injury but has been cleared for some time, leading to fans asking when the WWE plans on bringing her back. According to Fightful.com's Sean Ross Sapp, Asuka could be back within weeks. People within WWE told me in February they were hoping for a spring Asuka return. A lot can happen in 6 weeks, though. Scott Hall's harrowing ordeal. More details are emerging on Scott Hall's last days, as this week's Wrestling Observer reports that Hall was trapped in his home for days after breaking his hip. When Hall fell and broke his hip, he was unable to move and was laying on the ground, unable to get to the phone. He laid there for a few days before friends told Paige to check on him since they couldn't get in contact with him. Paige found him and got him to the hospital. Thankfully, Hall's friend Diamond Dallas Page discovered him, alerting first responders. Former WWE star checks into rehab. Former WWE superstar Ricardo Rodriguez, best known for his time in WWE as Alberto Del Rio's personal ring announcer, has checked back into rehab. Rodriguez tweeted, "I fell. I'm heading back to Gone Rehab. I'm pulling from all bookings till further notice." Ricardo currently works in AEW, announcing the show in Spanish. Ringside News' Michael Perry noted that in 2020, Rodriguez checked into a rehab facility at a difficult time. The COVID-19 pandemic was just beginning to make its presence felt as the world shut down for a period. Ricardo Rodriguez completed that stint in rehab. A year later, he celebrated 365 days of sobriety. Wrestlelamia wishes Mr. Rodriguez all the best as he seeks treatment. AEW Double or Nothing breaks record. Last but not least, great news for All Elite Wrestling as the promotion's upcoming Double or Nothing event is on track to break the ticket sales record for the biggest non-WWE show in North America. According to the latest Wrestling Observer, AEW has officially drawn the largest gate record in North America for any promotion other than WWE. Double or Nothing on 5/29 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas is at 12,939 tickets out for $1,145,000. There are 585 tickets left. If Double or Nothing's pay-per-view numbers reflect the public's interest in ticket sales, this could be AEW's biggest show yet. Well guys, there you have it, the biggest news stories and rumors in the wild world of professional wrestling. What do you think of these stories and rumors? Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.